Hello everybody. Hi, my name is Shelby. If you're new here, hi. Thank you for clicking on my face. If you have seen my face before, thank you for coming back. I'm going to be talking to you guys about some of my God tier books. These are the books that I would rate 6 stars, 7 stars, 8 stars, higher than just 1 to 5. 5-star books, I love, we appreciate them. They're good to have, but 6-star books, these books that I'm going to show you consume my everyday thought. I usually don't go a day or two without thinking of these books. Honestly, a lot of these are kind of older, so they've been in that list for me for a very long time. They can't be replaced. That's the gist of it. So I'm gonna show you guys these books. So let's get cozy, comfy, grab a blanket, get you a drink. I'm gonna be sipping on some Dunkin' about halfway through. Iced white mocha. We are going to go through, talk about these books. I'm going to let you guys know a little bit about the books, why I think they're so good and how they made me feel. And I'm going to go ahead and point out the fact that I'm missing my thumbnail. So let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. I'm the roughest person when it comes to nails. Can't keep them. But let's get started. And let me know if you have any of the same books in your God tier, or if you have any recommendations based on what I'm showing you. Let me know in the comments below, please. I love recommendations. So we're just going to go right into it with being Captain Obvious. Fourth Wing. Listen, guys, this book, this whole series, nothing short of excellence. So with this book, you get enemies to lovers. But this is a 3-book series. It's not finished yet. There's Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. I loved all 3. For me, as the series continue, I like them more and more. But listen, we love Baby Violet. One of my favorite female characters. And Zaddy is Mr. Zayden Ryerson. Has me in an absolute chokehold, as he does the rest of the book community. Violet Sorrengail, she was wanting to go to be a scriber. That's where they kind of just like, they keep records of wars. Her mom ends up making her go to Dragon Rider College. And she has to become something that she never thought that she was meant to be. She hates the idea of being a dragon rider. Anyways, this book is so crazy. There's so much more to it than just her going to dragon riding school. Her enemy is Zayden Ryerson. She's told to stay away from him, but we know when we hear that, we don't stay away. That's just kind of like how it goes. She goes to school and ends up going through all the different obstacles in order to find a dragon. And it gets so much better from there. Please pick this up if you think you would like a little bit of dragon, a little bit of enemies to lovers. It's got some school vibes in there. Yeah, Captain Obvious, everybody knows this about this book, so this is nothing new, but please do pick it up. It's a great read along with the rest of the series. Very excited for the next one to come out. Now, not as much obvious with it, The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. This is a God tier book for me as well. If you haven't heard anything about this book, it's brother's best friend. Main male character is a special ops in the army. His best friend is also special ops, and they end up making a deal to where he will write his sister that's back at home. They end up falling in love through these letters. You can't hardly say much without spoiling anything with this book. This emotionally devastated me. I would recommend checking out the trigger warnings to kind of see what you're getting yourself into, just in case you're not into that vibe. It's devastating. The last 5 chapters will absolutely destroy you, so just be prepared for that. I can't praise the main male character in this enough. He's wonderful, everything that you want in a main male character in a romance. This is not a fluffy romance. Not a fluffy romance, let me repeat, not a fluffy romance. Do not go into this thinking that it is, or you're going to be severely surprised and traumatized. If it destroys me and I can't stop thinking about it for days and days, it's a God tier book for me, because a lot of books do not do that, even if they are 5 stars. So that's 2 Rebecca Yarros books in my God tier, and I'm working my way through her backlist to see if any of her other ones are going to reach that level for me as well. I'm hoping that they do. Now this is going to be a surprise probably. I've not seen a lot of this author in people's God tier. She 100% is a God tier author for me. She is responsible for getting me back into reading Verity by Colleen Hoover. This book had me turning the pages faster, I think, than any other book that I've read that's a thriller. This is Colleen Hoover's first book in the thriller territory mystery. It follows Lowen Ashley. She is an aspiring author. She gets a deal with a woman named Verity, who is an astounding author, very widely known. Still, it's very hush-hush. Verity's husband hires Lowen to come and finish a book that Verity started. She can't move any of her muscles, anything, so she's kind of bedridden. And so Verity goes to this house and strange things start to happen. What happens at the end of this book will have you shook. I still don't know what I believe to this day. The last paragraph, I think it is, let me check. I know it's the last 2 chapters. The last 2 chapters of this book will have you questioning the whole thing. This is one of the first books that I picked up when I was getting back into reading. I still think about this all the time. I do recommend this to everybody, even though people will have strange things to say about Colleen Hoover. I think she very much deserves her place as a best-selling author, and this is my favorite book by her. So yeah, pick this up. I'm gonna be so basic with this, absolutely so basic. And before I even get to talking about this, let me just go ahead and get another twink. To me, if this series isn't in your God tier reads, we are not gonna have the same book taste, I don't think. Just because I absolutely love this series. I love the author. I'll read anything that she writes. I think you guys know what's coming. A Court of Thorns and Roses. This is not my favorite fantasy series, but this is a God tier book for me. Everything within these pages has my heart and my soul. No other thing to say except for that. If you don't know anything about this book, you're probably living under a rock, because there's no way. This is about Feyre. She is a human girl who is trying to fend for her family. She ends up going into the woods one night and unaliving a wolf for them to eat. That wolf does indeed turn out to be something more than a wolf, and she's dragged to this fairy realm. It kind of just takes off from there. You can't really say much without spoiling anything. It's more of a romantasy, so you don't have a ton of plot, world building that you can't understand. I would say if you're wanting to try to get into fantasy, this is a good place to start. Every character in this book I absolutely love. There's not one person that I don't love. I will die on the hill that this is an excellent series. I love it, and I think everybody should love it. It's 5 books right now. It's unfinished. I don't know when the next one's coming out. This is a trilogy. The trilogy is completed, but the actual series is ongoing. So the first 3 books follow Feyre, which is A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin. You get to see her growing into an amazing female main character, one of my favorites of all time. The 4th book is we call it a Christmas special. It's tiny. It's a novella. A lot of people say just to skip it. I disagree with that. I think that you should read it. I think it sets up the next part of the series very well. And then your last book, which is A Court of Silver Flames, follows Nesta, which is Feyre's sister. So please pick it up if you haven't. I could talk all day about this book. Continuing right along with Sarah J. Maas, Throne of Glass. This is my favorite series of all time. Nothing compares to this for me. I think about this series at least once a day. There's a couple different reading orders out there. I would recommend that you start with the Assassin's Blade and then jump into Throne of Glass. That's how I did it, and I don't regret doing it that way. You can look up the reading orders online. I'll put the one that I did below in the caption. This whole series, I loved every single book. This follows Selena Sardothian, and she is slung into these, it's like a Hunger Games type of vibes for the king, where they have to compete to be the king's head assassin. And so she gets dragged into the castle. Weird things start to happen around the castle that you wouldn't expect to happen. Part of the contestants start showing up dead. It's kind of like a mystery. There's not enough that I could say about this book. I could talk about it for hours. So I'm just going to leave it as pick this up, favorite series of all time. Continuing right along with Sarah J. Maas, we have the Crescent City series. This is her newer series. Some people are not fans of it, but I love this. I love Bryce Quinlan. I think she's a very good female main character, even though she can be annoying at times. These all stay like this size or larger, so be prepared. But I swear it goes so fast. I read these like within the span of a week, all 3 of them. This follows Bryce Quinlan. It's more of a contemporary fantasy, so they have phones, bars, things like that, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's fantasy. In fact, I think it makes the book better. They live in Crescent City. There's lots of fantasy creatures in that city as well. Necromancers, fae, angels, werewolves, sprites, all kinds of different creatures. And you're following Bryce Quinlan. There's some murder mystery going on, so she's trying to figure out who killed this person. You follow along with her. I love this. This is a completed trilogy. There's 3 books. The first one is House of Earth and Blood. The second one is House of Sky and Breath. And the third one is House of Flame and Shadow. So all 3 God tier books for me. Love this series. I love everything about it. I love Bryce Quinlan. I think she's a excellent female main character as well. I'll shut up about Sarah J. Maas. I will post in the comments below how I think you should read the order of all of the Sarah J. Maas universe. If you want my opinion, I mean, I'm just saying. I'll put it there in case you want it. Now, this is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This follows a woman named Bree. She moves to this town and is trying to get lost in the vibes of a small town. She ends up running into a guy named Archer. He doesn't talk to anybody. He's very closed off, and people don't understand why he lives his life the way he lives it. You know, it's a love story. It's so sweet. I cried my eyes out. If you haven't heard of this, I would be shocked. There is a few more in the series. I read the one that comes after this, which is Travis. Honestly, I did not like that one hardly at all. I think about this book all the time. It's a very comforting story. I love the way that Archer lives. Please pick this up if you haven't. I'm going to say that about everything. I'm going to say that about all the books that I'm showing you. Pick it up. Then we have probably my favorite romance series ever. So my top fantasy series is obviously Throne of Glass. My top romance series would have to be the Boys of Tommen series. This is the first book. This is Binding 13. This is a ongoing series. There is 6 books out right now. The first 2 books, which is Binding 13 and Keeping 13, they follow Johnny and Shannon. Shannon has a very troubled life. Johnny is a star rugby player. Please do not think going into this that it's going to be a fluffy, cute sports romance. It is not. It's our pretty much pain written in book form. Keep that in mind if you're going to go into it. Search up the trigger warnings for every book. But the first 2, like I said, follow Johnny and Shannon, which is Binding 13 and Keeping 13. And you have Saving 6 and Redeeming 6, which follow Joey and Aoife. Then you have Taming 7, which follows Gypsy. Then you have Releasing 10, which follows Lizzie and Huey. My favorite book in the series is actually the newest one, which is Releasing 10. I ate that book up. I literally was refreshing my Kindle Unlimited over and over again until it released at midnight that night, and I read it in one day. I love these characters. Found family. They are younger, so I do keep that in mind. They are in their teen years. There's not really a lot of plot in these books. It's more character driven. You go through this trauma with these people and it will destroy you. If it doesn't, I'm not sure that you have emotions. My favorite couple, I think, would definitely have to be Lizzie and Huey, which is why that's my favorite book in the series. Please read these. They're so good. They are very thick. I wanted more. If I could have more, I would love that. We don't have a release date for the next book that's coming out, and I'm pretty sure it'll probably be like a little while before we do, but we're keeping hope. We're keeping hope because we want it and need it now. Chloe Walsh knows how to write trauma, so just keep that in mind. Next, Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I loved this book. This is like, it reminds me of Stevie Nicks, and I absolutely love Stevie Nicks. It's about this band. It's like written in interview style. I've never read anything like it. It's really cool, just because kind of like an idea. So it's like written in interview style, so it's not just normal paragraphs. It goes through this journey with how it was for them when they were on the road, and also the people back at home that were still living lives, and everything that Daisy herself has to endure. They actually just made a TV series for this. I have not watched it yet, but I need to. I don't know why I'm putting it off. I always think that the movies are never as good as the books. Anyways, it kind of shows her life from being a young girl and being in poverty and going through the things that she did as a young girl, and then growing into this famous singer for this band, what life is like on tour. I loved this book. Definitely Stevie Nicks coded. If you know, you know. Also love this author. I have quite a few books by her. They all are pretty highly rated. This is fiction, but she writes mainly romance. We have another Colleen Hoover book, Reminders of Him. This is God tier for me because I think this is the first book that absolutely made me die inside. This is the first book I read I got back into reading. This is what got me devouring books again. If you don't know anything about this book, this follows Kenna. Something happens to her when she is younger and she ends up having to go to prison. While she's in prison, she has a baby. Obviously she's in prison, so the baby has to be give up, and when she gets out, all she wants to do is see her child, meet her baby. Very emotional. After you learn what happened and the reason why she was sent to prison in the first place, you completely feel for this girl. Like, I sobbed. So she ends up going to the town where she knows her daughter lives. She goes into a bar, and when she gets there, she meets a guy named Ledger. There's a lot of animosity between the two because of what happened such a long time ago, and you kind of go through the struggles with them of trying to grow and know one another, but also not wanting to, keeping themselves at a distance from one another because of what happened. You have to pick this book up. You have to. It's so good. Colleen Hoover is excellent for me. She is the type of author that I want to read in between big fantasy series. I've read a lot of her books, and this and Verity are my favorite of all of her books that I've picked up so far. These are excellent, excellent palette cleansers. Let me just get lost in the sauce for a second. It's been so long since I've read this. You want me to redo the first sentence? There is a small wooden cross staked into the ground on the side of the road with the date of his death written on it. Are you want to read it yet if you haven't? I would be. I love this book. So you follow Kenna and Ledger. You get both point of views. They start falling for each other, and there's this thing going on. They feel like they can't love one another. It's just, it's so good. You will cry. I cried. We also have a new addition to the God tier, Metal Slinger by Rachel Snyder. This book follows Bryn. This has one of the most intriguing fantasy worlds I think that I've read about. The way the magic system works is very cool, and I love where she lives. I pictured like a treehouse above water, pretty much in the middle of the ocean. I don't even know how it's possible, but once a year they go to this annual market where they can go and buy goods and things like that. Bryn has been training all of her life to become a guard. She goes to this market and does something that causes a peace treaty that's been on for years to completely combust up in the air. I should have known that was coming. Okay, so I don't know where I was. Once a year, her people go to this annual market that's hosted by another kingdom. They board the ships and they head over there. So she goes and ends up doing something that breaks a century-long peace treaty between the two kingdoms, and it takes off from there. She runs into this guy that she considers to be her enemy. Let me tell you, the main male character in this book, so nice. This is the first book in the series, and the second one has not been released yet. So if you're going to get into it, keep that in mind. The very last chapter of this book will have your jaw on the floor. I tried to guess what was going to happen throughout the whole book because I had heard there was a plot twist at the end. You will not guess it. You just won't guess it. It'll have you questioning the whole entire book. And that's why I think it goes up to God tier for me, because I cannot stop thinking about it. Very good book. I love the writing. Very easy to read through. Would definitely recommend. We got 2 more books, guys. My second to last book is going to be Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I loved this. I love this so much. In this book, you're following with Nora. She is a literary agent for authors. She's kind of like in a rut in her life. She feels like everybody despises her because she's a powerhouse of a woman, and her sister begs her to go on this trip. So they go to a small town called Sunshine Falls. It's in North Carolina. Nora keeps running into a guy named Charlie within this small town. They know each other from the past. She cannot stand him. One of the best books with banter I think that I've ever picked up. You can feel the tension coming off of them. The very like first couple of chapters, you can feel how much they love each other, and that's why this book is so highly rated for me, because a lot of books I think move too fast. Pick this up. This is my favorite book by Emily Henry. All of her boyfriends keep leaving her for this small town romance life that she's read about in a lot of books. And we love Charlie. We love a grumpy guy. They end up falling for one another, obviously. I want to do a reread of all of her books. I want to reread this and Beach Read. I think I'm going to wait. I feel like her books feel like summer, and we're starting to move into the winter months. Next summer is when I'll probably pick these books back up. Definitely pick this up if you haven't. Last but certainly not least is this series by St. Abbey. I did not know this until a few weeks ago. Her pen name spells Stabby. Oh, this book is so good. So this is about Lana and Logan. This is actually 5 books into one big one. It's a chunky book, but I'm pretty sure all of these are on Kindle Unlimited. I will tag below all the books that I've talked about that are on Kindle Unlimited, that way you guys know, but these are, I'm pretty sure. Lana is a serial killer, and Logan is the FBI agent working her case. Listen, Miss Lana Myers is the definition of women's rights and women's wrongs, as Larry Reed says. This will have you flipping the pages so fast. And another thing that I did not know is this author actually passed away, I think in 2021. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I do think that this book is in a lot of people's God tier books, and rightfully so. Lana is a serial killer, and she starts falling for her FBI agent that's trying to figure out who's doing the serial killing. It's crazy. Definitely read the trigger warnings before you jump into it. This book is so good. I want to reread this. It's been so long. I'm not like a huge dark romance girly, but I do like some, and this is one that I love. I let my friend borrow it. Look, she destroyed it. Please pick this up. Once you know the reason why she's doing what she's doing, you kind of understand it. The tension in this is crazy. It's wild. He falls for her too. It's not one-sided. Oh, it actually says in the beginning. It says it's C.M. Owens. Hold on. Writing as Stabby. So intelligent she was. It even says on the back, it says romance with a stabby twist. One of my favorite dark romance books of all time. So pick this up for sure. I'm excited to see if I can add any more God tier books before the year is over. We'll see how that goes. But I really do hope that I do. Who doesn't love getting more God tier books? And if I do, I will update you guys. 13. This is my 13 God tier books or series. Let me know if you had any of the same that you would consider God tier. Also, let me know if you have any recommendations based on these books that I love. I would love to know your thoughts. So just let me know, and I guess until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.